Welcome to another One Take in the Wood Shop. I want to do a song that was based in some very real events. One morning I was late for church, and I went into the sanctuary keeping my head down, a little bit embarrassed. I found a pew, I sat down, and the pastor was praying, so I kept my head down. And then I happened to look across the aisle, and there was this little girl, very pathetic look on her face, staring at me. And she had a look on her face that said, "Help me." And it was sad. And the most obvious feature I noticed was her hair. Her hair had been pulled up on top of her head, and then a rubber band held everything together. It looked like she had a rutabaga sitting on top of her head. And she knew, she was a beautiful, pretty little girl, but she knew there was something wrong in the presentation that morning. And as I looked around the rest of the sanctuary, I noticed that there were other things that just didn't seem right. There was a disturbance in the force. And so anyway, this is a song about that morning. Hey, I can't take this. Come home. Pastor seems a bit edgy. I heard another stomach growl. I can't remember a service where the mood was quite this foul. There's a little girl with a matted hair. Her dress is a wrinkled mess. And what's happened to the bulletins is anybody's guess. The chairman of the deacons is eating Rolaids by the pack. His tie is clashing with his shirt. His socks don't even match. Why don't we just be honest and admit our defeat, and then try and put a stop to next year's woman's retreat? Hey, I can't take this. Come home. Well, pastor makes an announcement, there's an emergency. Deacons meet in the foyer immediately. Well, there's something in the air, it's something you can almost taste. We need to work together, and we need to work in haste. While two deacons prayed, one comforted the dad. The baby just giggled, though things were looking bad. Then shouts of hallelujah, that's a very good sign. The diaper is holding, the duct tape worked fine. Hallelujah! Well, it's the woman's retreat when all the women are away. It's the woman's retreat, it seems like Judgment Day. Why don't we just be honest and admit our defeat, and then try and put a stop to next year's woman's retreat? Hey, I can't take this. Come home. Well, it's time for communion. Pastor's waving his hands. Deacons breaking up hot dog buns as fast as they can. Well, who would have known? And who would have guessed that this year's woman's retreat would be such a success? While they're all relaxing, the men are all tense. They're having a great time at our expense. When I think of next year, I get all depressed. Will anyone notice if I start wearing a dress. 'Cause I'm going to next year's woman's retreat when all the women are away. It's the woman's retreat. It seems like Judgment Day. Why don't we just be honest and admit our defeat, and then try and put a stop to next year's woman's retreat? Well, it's the woman's retreat when all the women are away. It's the woman's retreat. It seems like Judgment Day. Why don't we just be honest and admit our defeat, and try and put a stop to next year's woman's retreat? Hey, what's that smell? Not again. Can't we put her in a trash bag or something? Oh. Woman's retreat.